You want to know the only thing that's worse than being blind is having the gift of sight, but not developing a vision. Like, you mean to tell me that you want to change your life feels stuck, you feel like you're wasting all of your precious time, but you still don't develop a vision. You still don't know where you want to go, and you expect things to change. Like, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing today. You don't know where you're going to be 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, and you expect shit to get better. You're like a leaf in the wind currently. Like, when you have no vision, you let life take you wherever it wants to take you. You are like a leaf in the wind being blown by the wind of life. And when you let life decide your fate, when you do not have the ability to decide your own fate, you end up in a situation or in a position that you're just not happy in, and you can't even be mad at yourself because you let that happen. You never developed a vision of where you wanted to go, so you stayed stuck, being tossed around by the wind of life. This whole video is about one thing and one thing only: developing a vision to get out of this rut that is your life. If you've been watching my videos, or if you're new, you got to know two things about me. One, my favorite fucking quote is, "A man without a vision for his future always returns to his past." And two, every morning I get up at four something in the morning. And I typically get asked a lot, like, bro, why the fuck do you wake up at 4? How do you not miss a day of waking up at 4 a.m.? And I'll tell you one fucking thing. It's because I know where it will take me. I know that if I wake up before everyone else is fucking awake, if I can do my workout, if I can get work done, if I can be productive, do all my good habits before anyone is up, I know where it will take me. I have a vision of where I can end up if I just work my ass off. Sorry for that little beeping. And that's what a lot of people are missing. They're missing that energy, that energy to just get the fuck up out of bed, whether they have 6 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep, 9. No one has the motivation to do these hard things, and they wonder why. A man is only limited by his weakness of focus and his poverty of imagination. Ever since we were young, we were robbed of our imagination. Or let me correct that. Ever since we were young adults, we were robbed of our imagination. Because when we were young children, we were full of imagination. Every morning we would jump the fuck out of bed and we'd want to do something. A lot of people say, oh yeah, our imagination's taken away from us once we see like the harsh reality of life. But that's not the case. When we were young, when we were kids, we faced the harsh realities of life. Like, I went through shit as a kid. I'm sure you did too. But I still fucking woke up every day happy as shit because I was like, bro, I could be Batman one day. What I'm trying to say here is this. We slowly let our imagination decline over time. And because of that, we stopped imagining what a better life could look like. And when you stop imagining what a better life could look like, no wonder you don't have like the fucking energy to get out of bed. No wonder you don't care about working out, bettering yourself, or doing any of these productive things. It's because you don't have the imagination to picture where it could take you. Now, I was in a rut recently, and I'm really making this video because it's just a reflection of my own thought process. I was struggling to get up early. I was struggling to have the motivation to go to the gym and fucking kill it. And I was struggling to make these videos. I was struggling to work. And I was just wondering why. I kept asking myself why. And I came to the realization that I didn't have a picture in my head of where I wanted to end up. So I had to start asking myself, like, where do you want to fucking end up? Where do you want to end up? And I asked myself this one question, and I need you to ask yourself this question too. It's a question that I ask every single one of my clients, anyone that I work with. This is a question that I ask them to get them like fucking awake, to make them realize that they need to start changing now. That question is, what is an event or a day that you want to show up to as a new person? And a lot of my clients, whenever I ask this, because I'm a fitness coach, I'm like a that's what I've been doing for a while. I'm a fitness coach, and whenever I ask that question to like my clients, they always sit there and they think and they wonder. And it's always a couple things. It's always like, oh, I'm going back home for summer or for a holiday, and I want to see all my friends, I want to see all my family, and I want them to not be able to recognize me. And you just need to be able to ask yourself that same fucking question. What is an event or a day that you want to show up to as a new person? And when that idea comes to mind, whether it's the family reunion or you just want to go to a fucking party and be like, I'm a fucking different man. When that idea pops up into your brain, we need to work on that, because that is going to be your vision. Now that you have an idea of a day or an era of time that you want to show up to as a new person, we need to get that ball rolling. What does showing up as a new person look like? How do you want to look? Physically. How do you want to appear? When you walk in the room, how do you want to portray yourself? When you can sit down and you can visualize these things, like, what fucking car do you want to show up in? What do you want to have a fucking watch on your wrist? Like, all of these stupid ass questions, all of these detailed ass questions matter the most, because when you build this vision, when you use your imagination to develop this vision, you start to get emotionally attached to it. You start to realize, holy shit, I would fucking love to show up to this party. I would love to show up and see all my old family that used to make fun of me for being fat. I would love to show up and fucking make their jaw drop. That is the vision. This is the vision that we're creating. If you can just get an event in your mind and just start working with it, that is the vision. So ask yourself these questions, like, what kind of goals do you have to accomplish to make this person come to life? Do you want to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month? Do you want to have abs, or do you just want to be fucking big as shit? Literally just start getting these questions down. Start asking yourself these questions. Make this vision real, because the more real the vision, the more real the effort is going to be. And I promise you this, because I've seen it firsthand, not just with myself, but with the fucking dudes that I work with. When you can start painting this fucking vivid picture, you're going to put your heart into it, and you're going to realize that this is your reality. This could be your reality. So the whole point here is we're trying to make a vision, and then we're going to make a plan around that vision, a plan that works. And then we're going to work that plan until it comes to life. So we already started to ask ourselves, what is an event that I want to show up as a new person to? What goals do I need? What goals do I need to accomplish to become that person? And then we just start breaking it down from there. If you want to be a whole different person, you would be making $15,000 a month, you want to have abs, you need to start breaking that down. Okay, you weigh 200 pounds right now, and to get abs, you probably need to lose 20 pounds, and you have 4 months until summer, which is the day, or which is going to be around when this event happens. You need to lose 5 pounds a month. It's as simple as that. You need to take these big goals and you need to break them down. 5 pounds a month. What do you have to do to make that shit happen? You got to track your macros every day. You got to do this workout. You got to fucking do this many minutes of cardio every single fucking day. You break it down into small daily steps that you can do every single fucking day. You take a big goal and you make it smaller, because clarity kills confusion. Confusion kills procrastination. And procrastination is the exact fucking reason that you've been stuck in the same place for so fucking long. I promise you that. So you take the big goal, you break it down. Break it down into shit you can do every single fucking day. You take that plan, you make a plan that works, and then now we need to work that plan until it becomes a reality. And this is the thing. We just created we just created this vision, right? Like who you want to become. This vision of you showing up as a new person. We asked how it's going to happen. You got to make these goals come to life. You got to start asking yourself, like, what goals you need to accomplish. And then you need to work it until it happens. You need to make a plan that works, and then you need to work it until it happens. It's as simple as that. But the thing that people get caught up in is sometimes it's not about the how. They need to start focusing on the who. They need to start being the person who can track their macros every single fucking day. They need to be the person who can show up earlier before everyone else at work and leave after everyone else. They need to be the person who can put in more volume than every single other person in the fucking room. Volume negates luck. If you got a sales job, you know you got to keep making those phone calls until you're the best one in the fucking room. Because these skills aren't developed by just showing up. You develop these skills by becoming the person who can do them. It isn't just given to you. You have to become the person who can do it. So it's not just about how, it's about who. What the fuck? I thought the dog was by himself for a minute. Either way, that's getting me off track. The point I'm trying to get across here is it's not just about how, but it's about who. And a mindset that really fucking helped me out when I was stuck is I painted a picture of myself on that day. The day of that event, the day of my vision. And I pictured myself looking at the mirror and just saying thank you. Like, just do that. Like, the day that you want to show up as a new person, look in the mirror to who you are now and just say fucking thank you, bro. Thank you for spending 100, 200 days, 300 days, just doing everything in your power to make me proud. Because if you can adopt the mindset of being the person on that day that you look forward to being a new person as, on that fucking English, if you can already see yourself as that person on that day, looking in the mirror, and you know that you would do everything in your power to make that version of you proud, that version of you on that day proud, if you can adopt that mindset of everything I'm going to do in life is going to be focused at making that version of me proud, that's when everything gets easier. The number one tip that every single successful person that you look up to on the internet has, whether it's Hormozy, Ty Lopez, whoever else you're thinking about, their biggest piece of advice for people who want to be successful young or who just want to reinvent themselves is to invest in a mentor. If you're going on a safari in Africa, you're not going to cheap out and not get a tour guide. Because what's going to end up happening, you're going to go in the safari, you're going to go to this jungle, and you're going to get eaten by a fucking tiger. You need to find people who have been through the jungle that you're going through. Like, how are you going to go through life without a tour guide and expect not to get lost? This shit's more complicated than a jungle. It's a whole fucking life. You need to find someone who can give you advice for the position that you're currently in. And what I do is I do two fucking things. I do premium coaching for not just fitness anymore, but life, habits, training, nutrition, mindset. But I also give free advice because my purpose out here is to just help as many people as possible. So if you need advice when it comes to life, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to bad habits, whether it's porn, partying, or procrastination, that was cool. Triple P's. Do me a favor, or do yourself a favor. Click the first link in the bio and we could get a free call, and it's just advice. It's just advice. If you want coaching, we can talk about coaching. But I just want to show you some advice, no matter where you're at, whether you just struggle with your body or you just struggle with your life as a whole. Because I understand that this creating a vision, thinking it complicated, this making a plan that works and working the plan until it works can be complicated. I can spend all day rambling on here, but sometimes it just needs to get personal. So fill out that fucking link. We'll book a call. I'll show you some fucking advice. And I'm just trying to think about how to wrap this up. You know, just develop that mindset of being that person on that day. The day of the vision, the day of the event. And just do everything you can to make that version of yourself proud. Because there exists two versions of you. The version of you today and the version of you on that day. But you just need to bridge the gap between those two events. And if you can do everything in your power starting today to make that version of you proud, you will not regret it. And I promise you that. Because when you adopt that mindset, you will avoid mediocrity. And when you avoid mediocrity, you develop something extraordinary. can't yap too much. It's a beautiful day today. Don't got much going on after this, but I just want to say, I want to see you boys win.